From the chill down your neck to the stain in your pants, fear can do many things. It can chill, thrill, and entertain.
Oh my God!
Which is precisely why we're here. We've asked amateur filmmakers to send us their creepiest, goriest, and freakiest short horror films for your viewing pleasure. Movies such as Saw and Evil Dead both started out as shorts before becoming multi-million-dollar franchises. So we're hoping to find the next horror master worthy of a blood-curdling blockbuster. This is The Fear, where who scares wins.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the Screaming Room. Over the last few weeks, we've been spooking an audience of horror fans whilst catching their every jump, scream, and cry. Tonight, as the competition culminates, we've gone all la-di-da and invited along Blair Witch co-director Eduardo Sanchez to decide which of our audience's favorites is the ultimate winner and worthy of a 20 grand prize. But it's not over until the decomposing lady eviscerates you. As tonight, we have two final shorts, both vying for a place on our coveted leaderboard. And as always, voting for their scariest, it's this lot. Among them, scaredy cats and genius-free thinkers, Amelia and Grace.
I think if we were going to make a short film ourselves that's scary, it would definitely include me biting off my arm.
We have the inseparable buds with reputable bants. It's Antoine, Nick, and Daniel.
No trick-or-treating this Halloween. No? Oh, mate. No trick-or-treating over there, mate. No tricks, no treats. It's you and your right hand, mate.
Lovebirds, Poppy and Joe.
I want to tell my high score again.
What, your high score was 6?
No, my high score so far was 7.
No, it wasn't 6.
No, it was 7.
Trouble in Paradise. And best of all the besties, Aaron and Michelle.
You know, I could be classed as like a horror professional now.
I've nothing to say on that matter, Michelle.
And bickering film buffs, Brad and Ash.
You jumped there. You jumped during The Conjuring. How is that about?
Stop clinging on to that one. That's one instance that you can think of where I've jumped.
I love those guys. So with two final films on tonight's menu, it's time for our first offering. It's from Sam Hartshorn. Teenager Sam writes, directs, stars in his own films, makes animation, plays in a band, does backflips, runs, and is only 16. God, I wasted my life. Here's his childhood nightmare come true. It's Itcher.
God, you do your lips more than anyone I know.
Itcher.
That's a horrible sound.
The Itcher dwells behind the walls, in bedrooms, schools and bathroom stalls. In moonlight hear the Itcher's call. Out from the shadows, the Itcher crawls. Its face no man has ever seen, for its grisly smile is too obscene. mortal eyes won't trigger shouts, for Itch's nails will gouge them out. In dead of night, the Itcher wakes. From body and mind, the Itcher takes. If you block the Itcher's path, prepare to watch the Itcher laugh.
Nice to see a filmmaker proving there's nothing more horrifying than a nasty itch. But did it live up to its name and get under our audience's skin? Well, it certainly seemed to flicker something in Poppy's psyche.
I hate flashing lights. I hate it so much. And I was like, I can't do it.
Stop it. That's not okay. No, no, no.
And then it popped out. Oh my God! I literally went into self-defense mode and I jumped out of my seat.
Oh my God.
It built to a good scare, which unfortunately, I mean, I bang on counted.
Bang on! I wasn't really scared until the end when I looked away and the thing jumped out and I spilt my drink on Anton.
You didn't spill your drink, you spat your drink out of your mouth on me because you're so terrified.
I quite like the way that Itcher looked.
It was kind of like if someone set a Kermit the Frog puppet on fire and then made it do the thing.
He's a terrifying little chap, and there's no doubt about that. But what about that god-awful noise? Put your teeth right on edge, didn't it?
I didn't like the itching noise. I like,
I used to get that.
because it's like makes you go all funny.
I used to have a starling's nest in my loft above my bed, so I used to be like all the time, so it didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, but a starling's not going to kill you, is it, Aaron? At worst, it'll put when you're washing. As for Itcher, will it be dropping onto our final leaderboard? We'll be finding out how the audience scored it after one more film.
My fear is being buried alive.
Oh yeah, that's mine. That's why I'd rather get burned.
Cremated.
Yeah, I mean cremated, say it in a better way.
You no fun, yeah? You're scared you jump, yeah? Don't worry. Don't tell no one.
Oh, look.
I didn't like it. So...
Whoopsie.
Oh God, did you have tit out?
No, I didn't have a tit out.
So, ladies and gentlemen, time now for our final movie, made by Mike Tack. Who's excellent with calculators, not so great at typing, and judging by that mug, lonely. This is his ode to Gok Wan. It's Makeover.
I'm ready for this.
I'm ready for this.
I am.
Tell them it's done.
Welcome to the House, Minister of Defence.
Minister? One for the papers?
What? I like that idea.
That was good.
Makeover there, proving what we already knew. Politicians are all horny, yellow-eyed demons. That is a cold, hard fact, my friends. A cold, hard fact. But how did our audience deal with this conspiracy?
That's like that theory with that they have with the royal family, that they're lizards.
No, she gets a lot of money for being a reptile.
I thought Makeover was a really, really good film. It was really well shot. You could tell they had a bit more money. The costumes were amazing.
The creature effects were really, really good. There was a bit of splatter.
The monster did kill one of the people operating on him. And they just stood there. Now, maybe think about these two. If I got trouble, would they just stand there and watch?
But hang on a second. Who's really the bad guy here? The crazy yellow-eyed murdering monster? Or it's human puppet masters? It's a philosophical one.
I felt sorry for the monster alien rather than the humans. Oh my god.
They're the actual monsters in this.
They're just taking it apart.
Whilst Makeover's subtext resonated with Grace and Amelia, our little ray of sunshine, Aaron, experienced things a bit differently.
I thought it was really boring.
Oh.
I was so bored as soon as it came on.
Tell us what you really think.
Thought it was a pile of pony. It's not because I don't believe in aliens that I don't like alien films. It's purely because I find them very boring. They've all got the same stupid plot. I don't like Men in Black. I don't like anything like that. It's all boring.
I like the Men in Black.
I don't like it.
I like Men in Black.
Honestly, who doesn't like Men in Black? So that's it from all our submissions. But have either of tonight's video nasties done enough to grab a place on our leaderboard? Tonight's second offering was Mike Tack's gruesome Makeover. Strong concept, but sadly the reptilian politician only mustered up 2.9 in the opinion polls from our hardy bunch.
I thought Makeover was a really good film.
It just wasn't a scary film.
Which means that scaring the shitcher out of our audience tonight was Sam Hartshorn's terrifying Itcher.
Oh my god!
It built to a good scare.
The poem really, really did help in building, as I said, building that mythology. Does a really good job.
A sterling effort from one of our youngest filmmakers, but only the top 3 films voted scariest by our audience can make it onto the final leaderboard, and despite a valiant attempt, it misses out. Still, our audience's job is done, and it delights me to say the 3 films that have reached the final stage are Paranoia, Capture, and 3 AM. That means it's time to get serious. To help us decide which filmmaker will be winning the competition, and with that, £20,000 worth of support towards their next project, we've enlisted the help of a horror legend. Meet Eduardo Sanchez. In 1999, whilst only in his late 20s, he and his friend Daniel Myrick wrote, directed and edited a small film that changed the landscape of horror cinema. From a budget of around just $20,000, the Blair Witch Project grossed nearly $250 million, making it one of the most successful independent movies of all time.
Hurry up! I'm coming! My boots are at least. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Its fake documentary style with handheld camera and shaky footage put viewers in the heart of the action. With first-person and found footage movies still popular today, there's no denying its influence. If anyone's got the scare skills to pick out the next big thing in horror, it's Eduardo.
Being a horror filmmaker, you see everything. So my judging criteria is basically just how scared does it make me. I'm looking forward to watching them, in a dark theater, and actually just kind of see what it does to me in just, 4 minutes.
So, our audience have selected their scariest, but it all rests on Eduardo's shoulders to pick the best. Let's get him started with our early morning chiller, 3 a.m. In a suburban street, one man wakes to discover he's not alone. Critically acclaimed by our audience.
Oh my God! That was wicked. That was good.
That was incredible.
And written, starring, and directed by 27-year-old Frederick Wolf.
Yes! Being one of the final 3 films is really, really amazing for me. It gives me a lot of joy knowing that the film worked, that people got scared, seeing the reactions of the people after having watched the film. It's nice. It gives me a lot of joy.
Having reviewed the first finalist, what did Hollywood's master scaremongerer make of it?
3 a.m. was fantastic. I love the atmosphere it created, those long shots at the beginning. And the acting was great. It's very difficult to act realistically scared. He did it really well. A little bit more darkness in that room would have been better. And then the sound was impeccable, a really great atmosphere, especially at the end. They brought it up, and then they kind of had like a release of the tension, and then that thing at the end, whatever it was, it definitely made me jump. I thought it was just perfect timing, and it was really effective.
A strong start from our first filmmaker. Props for getting a jump out of Eduardo Sanchez. Impressive stuff. But how will our other finalists compare? Next up, it's Capture. An ideal home.
Theater, it's perfect.
New beginnings.
I know. We finally won.
With an unwelcome guest.
Oh my God!
Hailed by our audience.
People were really on the edge of their seats.
That was top notch.
It made me jump like 4 times.
And directed by 25-year-old Irish couple Kiefer McGinn and Rachel Hegarty.
We would love to win the fear competition. It'd be an amazing achievement for people like us. I mean, we're only
starting out in
making
industry.
films, so I mean, this will just give us an extra push to create bigger and better things.
This terrifying short certainly captured our audience, but did it grab Eduardo?
So Capture was great. Great little horror film. I loved the setup at the beginning. You got a little bit of story, which is very difficult to do in a short film. And I think it was one of the best jump scares. I thought it was really, really effective, and I loved the build up to that. Like, you knew something was gonna happen, but it was very unexpected.
Who's there?
I thought that the performance of the woman at the end could have been a little bit higher. You really want to end the film with something that the audience remembers, and you don't want them remembering something that's a little bit too underplayed. But it's hard to kind of surprise somebody like me who watches a lot of horror films with something new, and I thought it was like just really effective. It was a really great film.
Eduardo there bemoaning the importance of putting in a strong performance. He should speak to my girlfriend. They get on like a bloody house on fire. But how will Capture perform against our last movie? It's time for his remaining finalist. It's Paranoia. What evil lurks beneath this house? Things that go bump in the night. Nominated by our cinema goers.
It was one of the best horror films I've seen, actually.
Super tense.
Not one jump scare, but 2.
This psychological spine chiller was directed by 17-year-olds Harry Courtney and Matt Tresco.
We put a lot of hard work and effort into this. It'd be really good to see it amount to something more than just a hobby. Winning this competition would mean a lot as far as starting a career is concerned.
Paranoia was, you know, it just left me really uneasy, you know? It was one of these films that you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what tricks the filmmakers are gonna do it. And I love the kind of the false scare at the beginning where the friend scares the other guy.
Oh my God!
And then I really loved how they had that figure, the man or whatever, in a couple of shots behind them. It's probably the least technically savvy of the films, but there's something about it just kind of like really spoke to me. The atmosphere in that film was really great from the very beginning to the very end.
So as the curtain closes for the last time in the screaming room, it's time to bring up Eduardo and find out which film will win the competition. So here's Eduardo. Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome to the projection room. How are you?
Thanks for having me here.
Pleasure to have you. So you've seen the 3 finalists. What did you think?
I saw them. I thought they were great. The decision to pick the winner, the really tough, 3 very strong films, and strong in different ways too. And they all creep me out pretty good.
Right. So I think the only thing that we need to find out now is ultimately who our winner is. So this is it, folks. We are moments away from Eduardo revealing to us who is the winner of this competition. He will take his position at the projector, press play, and we will be able to enjoy the winner in all its glory. Eduardo, would you take your position, please?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. Before all that, though, a massive thank you to all our filmmakers. Hopefully they've given you some sleepless nights. And a big thank you to our esteemed judge, Eduardo. Only one thing left to do. Hit it, baby. So, will it be Capture, Paranoia, or 3 AM? The winner is Paranoia.
Yeah? No. No, Mum, I'll be fine. It's not like I haven't lived away from home before. Just please, stop worrying. Okay. Yes, it's all done. Yes. Yeah. Okay, I'm going now. Bye. Bye. Love you. Love you. Bye. 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 Should have seen your face. No, man, that's not cool. They didn't tell us we had a basement. I know, it's spooky, right? Yeah, whatever, mate. It's going down there, at least. The doorbell? I think so. You expecting someone? No, you? I don't think so, no. New neighbours? Maybe. Matt, you left the door open. Anyone could have got it. What do you mean? You're the last one in. Oh, whatever. I didn't leave the door open. Yeah, whatever, mate. Anyway, I'm going to bed. Well, sure going to turn the lights off. Well, you can't. Seriously, I had to turn them off last night. The hell? Very funny, Harry. Harry, I can hear your phone, you idiot. No, who are you talking to? Huh? Who are you talking to?
I never thought, from the moment I found out about the competition, that we'd win. I was shocked when we got into the top 3. I'm waiting for them to go, ha, we're joking. It's a joke. We were just 2 dudes with a camera and some spare time on the weekend, and we like to try and make people laugh or make people scream, and it worked.
And we'd also like to thank Matt and Eduardo.
And we'd like to thank the cinema audience, because without you guys, me and Matthew wouldn't be standing here.
Onwards and upwards from this.
I'm a cop. Yeah, no, I can see that, but no. A minute ago, I was a noble Native American. Now I'm one of the village people.
Why have you come as one of them?
I haven't. You've made me into one. You're going to need to get changed. What else have you got?
Yellow Hard Hat.
That's the same issue.
Josh continues Wednesday at 10:30 on BBC Three.
You know what they say? Starts off quiet, ends with a riot.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You have a duty of care not only to members of the public, but also to your colleagues, some of whom are young and inexperienced enough to actually trust you.
All the Pressures of the Force. Calves continues Wednesday at 8 on BBC One.
Hi, I'm Sam, checking the day's showbiz headlines on 3. Tears at the American Music Awards for the Paris victims. Meanwhile, One Direction were one of the big winners. They picked up 2. Justin Bieber got soaked during his performance. It was theatre's big night in London last night. Nicole Kidman picked up Best Actress at the Evening Standard Awards, while James McAvoy was named Best Actor. Germany's withdrawn its act for next year's Eurovision Song Contest. There was criticism Xavier Nadiu's lyrics were homophobic and anti-Jewish. Thousands signed a petition. No surprise, ITV have finally confirmed they'll broadcast The Voice from 2017. They've signed a 3-year deal and will also run a kids' version of the show. And this is the statue that'll be dished out at next year's Brits. The award's been designed by Scottish fashion designer Pam Hogg. What's new is that each one is unique. I'm back just after midnight. Family Guy's next on 3.
Who is this dangerous renegade, this maverick, who's tearing Westminster apart?
Brand new Russell Howard's Good News continues Thursday at 10 on BBC Two.
I just acted so heterosexual that I needed something phallic in my mouth to even things out. A sexy new season.
Move in a little closer like you want to do them. I know it looks bad, but I can assure you we are only here to collect pubic hair.
God's clapping for me.
Brand new American Dad starts Monday the 7th of December on BBC Three.
3. Peter as a pap. Nice. That one here in 20 minutes. First, though, it's this one doing the honours on 3.
It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
But where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely? Lucky there's a family guy. Lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry. He's a family guy.
I can't wait to see all my old classmates. This is going to be so much fun, isn't it, Peter?
Oh, sure, it's a blast being in a room full of people you don't know. Rather stay home and watch grass grow. Come on, you. Come on. Hey, Peter. Hey, Joe. Damn it!
You're not uncomfortable, are you?
Look, I'm just not wild about the idea of running into anybody you used to date, that's all.
Oh, boy. Speaking of exes, here comes one now.
Oh, man, this is what I was afraid of. If he tries anything while I'm standing here, I'm gonna kick him right in the ball-gina.
Peter, this is Naomi.
Wait, you mean you two used to, you know, bump Japanese cartoon monkey logo mouths?
Well, let's just say Naomi and I experimented quite a bit in college.
No way! My wife messed around with another chick! Thank you, God! Don't mention it, Peter. God! He knows what turns you on! Have fun!
Naomi, I'm so glad you're here. I haven't seen you in, what, 20 years?
Oh, it's great to see you too, Lois. It really is. You know, the fact is, I came here hoping to run into you.
Really? Well, that's nice.
You see, I'd like to propose something to you and your husband.
Oh, my God. I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming right now.
Well, of course, Naomi. What'd you have in mind?
Well, this really isn't the place to discuss it. It's just something I was wondering if you and your husband would participate in.
I'm totally dreaming right now. Well, as long as I'm dreaming, I might as well pee my pants.
Well, Naomi, whatever it is, I'm sure we'd be